Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm back in downtown Chattanooga. I'm gonna go on a photo walk today, and today I'm taking the Leica SL2 with the Pentax SMC Pentax 50mm f1.4. This lens was made in probably the 1980s. I don't really have concrete information on when it was made, but it's a K-mount lens, and that was popular in the late 70s and 80s. And it's a beautiful piece of equipment. So we're gonna get out today and take some photos with it. Come on, let's go. I don't know if you've noticed it yet or not, but I'm back to using the lav mic with the Zoom F2 field recorder. It's because I keep getting clipping with the little wireless mics that I've been using. They're kind of sensitive to loud sounds, I have learned with time. So I may need to do a long-term review on those wireless mics that I did the initial review on, and just see if I can actually get them to stop doing that. There may be a setting or something that I'm not seeing, but yeah, I went back to the lav mic to get better audio essentially. But you know, do what you have to do. But today's a real pretty day today. It's kind of bright right here. I got the reflection of the light off the concrete sidewalk, and it's super bright. But it's been rainy the last few days, and today it's finally sunny all day, and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's literally just a field of blue overhead. So I've walked a few hundred yards from the truck. I ain't went very far yet, but I haven't really seen anything interesting happening. But the further I get into downtown, the more interesting it tends to get. So I'll also get a couple of photos of a couple of construction projects I've been tracking, and we'll move on to that too. Well, as fate would have it, I left my wallet in my truck. I don't trust it being within visual sight of the windows from the sidewalk. So I'm gonna walk all the way back to the truck and get my wallet. And then I'll return to here, which is in the front of the TVA building, and I'll pick up the video from here. All right, let's go. All right, here we are. Here's the wallet. Okay, now let's actually get this photo walk started. I've made it down here to 8th Street, and I've got some photos of the Chattanooga Bank building. You know, they're still doing the renovation. It'll probably last several more months because they're still doing a bunch of the demo work. They ain't got it all demoed. I'm walking by the Loveman building. This is the Loveman department store building. It's pretty historic in Chattanooga, and if you look that up, I don't know when they built it. It's on the front over there, but it's really old. It and the Miller Brothers building down the street was a department store as well. And for years and years, this was a department store. Now it's apartments and office spaces. But I'm up here at 8th and Cherry now, so let's see what's on this side of the street to photograph. Chandelier Alley. The little sign's gone that used to say what it was, how these are some kind of silicone, like made out of CDs or something. But love this alley. It looked to be feeding the birds. Sure, there's a lot of loaf bread thrown down here. Feed our way through it. City Thread is a really cool place in Chattanooga, and it's a hidden gem that if you don't know where to look for it, you'll walk right by it. And this, in the evenings, is a very happening place, but in the mornings, it's completely devoid of people. I'm the only person in it, yeah, at all. And it's 11 a.m., it's 5 to 11, but this is a really, really popular place in the summertime. It gets a lot of activity. This evening, this will be completely crowded with people. And it's a really interesting photography opportunity. So if you're coming to Chattanooga and you can get here in the evenings, it's really cool because they light it up with like these they've got little Christmas tree lights strung around and stuff. And you got this steel work that's passing through it. It's a continuous piece of tubing. It's a really cool place. I'm gonna grab a couple of photos and then we'll head out down here to 7th. I can't wander too far because Tim Childers is gonna meet up with me here in a minute, and we're gonna do a little bit of a photo walk together. And that will be also included in the vlog. Met up with Tim. We just kind of went for a walk together. We walked a couple blocks, chatted about things. He's going to do a video for his Life in Motions vlog. And I was just wanting to kind of catch up with him a little bit. I haven't got to just kind of just talk to him without it being content creation style workflow stuff in so long that we just didn't bother to film anything together. I did make his portrait and got a few frames of that. That's shot at f2 with this 50mm f1.4 Pentax SMC Pentax lens on my Leica SL2. I do have the camera set for what is known as an R mount Leica lens at 50mm f1.4, and if you do that, it activates the sensor stabilization for non-CPU lenses. It's kind of like Nikon. They do the same thing. If you go in and enter non-CPU lens data, it'll actually turn on the sensor stabilization because it needs to know the focal length to do that stabilization math. That's why without it knowing a focal length to work with, it don't work. It just don't turn it on. But yeah. All right, I'm down here at, this is 4th and Chestnut, and across the street, right here, as you can see, is the Embassy Suites that they're slowly but surely building. And I've been photo documenting from Market Street, or Broad, excuse me. I've been photo documenting from Broad Street. And I've got pictures for several months now. Actually, I think they didn't actually have any of it built out of the ground when I got my first photos. And then of course the creative discovery. I'm gonna make my way on down to the river, down this way, and we're gonna see what we can get into down there. I have been shooting with the SMC Pentax K mount 50mm f1.4 for a couple of hours now, and I've come to conclude that it's basically like any other vintage lens of the period that shot wide open. It has some artifacts that are either considered desirable or derogatory or degenerative or whatever the right word is. You know, it's got some negative things to some people. Some people seem to like those kind of things. You know, it's a little soft and things like that. You know, a little chromatic aberration wide open, but you stop it down just a little bit and suddenly it takes beautiful photos, just literally gorgeous pictures. And for the price these lenses go for, stop it down. Get it 1.4 and shoot it at f2 or f2.8 and get beautiful rendering out of it. It's K mount, so you'll have to buy an adapter, but for any mirrorless camera, they're on Amazon. They're dirt cheap. You don't even need a link from me to find them. About 5 seconds on Amazon putting in Pentax K to Leica L mount adapter, and you'll have a whole page of them to pick from. So, all right. But it's been a really good experience so far. Ran into Tim again. He was having his lunch snack. Didn't think to film it. I was just kind of, as they say, being in the moment, just enjoying his company instead. You know, it's not always about content collection or creation or whatever. We talked for a minute, and then I've made my way on down the street here, I'm still on Broad Street, which the truck is just around the corner up there. So I'm almost done, but I've gotten several photos and the lens is performing surprisingly well. I mean, it's performing on par with what I would expect a Pentax lens to do. It's just a really good lens. They're fairly inexpensive, so you know, you don't have a huge investment in them to get one. So at the end of the day, I suggest them. I like Pentax glass myself. The Asahi optical stuff has really cool character and it's well machined, beautiful equipment. There's not much to dislike. It's not expensive. I mean, everything about it's just a win-win. So if you're into vintage gear like that, yeah, get you one. Have fun with it. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm going to ask you, if you haven't done it yet, that subscribe and notification bell stuff's down there, and you know how to handle all that. So until next time, get your camera out. Go take a picture with it. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.